An Anoka County man was training for a triathlon when COVID-19 put him in the hospital for a month. Now he's feeling a lot better and even preparing for another Ironman competition. He told Mike Johnson how a remarkable recovery gave him new purpose.
Rusty Ben O'Donnell was coming home from a business trip in late February when he discovered he had a high fever. He couldn't get a COVID-19 test right away then, but when he did and was hospitalized, the virus had already moved quickly.
On March 9th, when I went into the hospital, my lungs were full of fluid. I was admitted to the ICU, and within 24 hours of me showing up at the hospital, I was completely ventilated, and then they had to put me on ECMO, or an external heart lung machine, to keep me alive because my lungs weren't oxygenating any blood.
That ECMO machine is a device that temporarily took over the work of Ben's lungs, a move that helped save his life. At just 38, he was the third confirmed COVID-19 case in Minnesota and the first severe one. Doctors at M Health Fairview Hospital moved him to ICU almost immediately.
The next morning, when they asked to put me on a ventilator, I said yes, but my oxygen levels were still so low in my body that they had to call my wife to make sure that she gave the consent for that. And that's the last thing I remember for 7 days.
When we met with Ben at a park, he said the road to recovery was one step at a time, starting with physical therapy in the hospital. When he left 28 days later, he was still using a walker, but determined to do a little more each day.
Could I stand up 2 times instead of 1? Could I stand and be there for 30 seconds before I sat back down? Could I do it without a walker?
It's the kind of determination it took Ben to get through his first Ironman triathlon in 2017. No stopping, just keep moving forward. He can now go biking with his daughter, riding in a cart behind him.
I ran for the first time in mid-May, and I think it was for 30 seconds. I ran for 30 seconds, then I walked for 5 minutes. And I ran for 30 seconds, then I walked for 5 minutes. 2 days ago, I hiked 6 miles up and down ski hills. The day before, I ran a 5K.
With the hospital stay just 3 months behind him, this is Ben rock climbing near the St. Croix River. It's part of his preparation for Ironman competition in November.
I think the mental toughness is the biggest thing, and that helped me more than anything through, I think, my hospital stay and recovery. The mental aspect is you don't quit. You just keep moving forward. Even if it's just a little bit, you just move forward that one step.
As he trains for the next challenge, Ben O'Donnell is doing it with a sense of gratitude to those who saved his life and looking for a way to help others.
I don't think that anybody should have to go through what I had to go through, and if they did, they should have access to the care that they need.
Ben hopes to help pay for ventilators for smaller hospitals and protective gear for healthcare workers. He's doing it through donations to the Ironman Foundation. And if you're interested in helping, you can find information at ironmanfoundation.com. Rusty?
Ben said he's confident he'll be ready for the Ironman competition in Arizona in November, although he said there's a chance it could be canceled because of a resurgence of COVID-19.